Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I'm your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miak, who's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow.
Hi, I'm Daikami-sama, and I play Solas Abebha, who is half-elven cleric mage of Ogma.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin of Tyr from Brawl.
Hello everyone, I'm Salem Mortar. I play Finnel'ar Mahani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hi, I'm Levalithana, an elven wild mage.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I play the character of Lafdul Minglade, a special priest thief multi-class, and his title is the Improvident Fortune Finder. It's not the best title, but it's apt.
Ah, it's short. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Able to keep it short. Alright, so, last session, you guys moved the Dwarven Citadel over the course of 2 days to a spot close to your asteroid for mutual defense and everything like that. I will also note that if you choose to, in the future, hire some lizardmen or Haredi as crew, you can do so from those here on this citadel. So, just FYI. They would be... Some of them might be interested in signing up aboard your crew.
Well, we have proven to be good friends of them.
Yeah. And obviously they would see it as a money-making venture for the Citadel and their community.
We slowly wipe them out and take over the free, unoccupied Citadel.
Is that your plan?
No.
Just hire them onto our ship, getting really bad bank.
I mean, someone gave an idea, I adapted it.
I think the proper term is corrupted it.
Lafdul, what are you on about?
That would be more of an evil idea than a chaotic neutral idea.
It's been a while since we've been back to the asteroid, hasn't it?
We're right next to it.
Well, not really. It's been a lot of sessions that in-game time hasn't... a whole lot of in-game time hasn't passed for.
It
I
feels
think
like
you guys...
months and months have passed.
Well, in real time, yeah. But I think that you guys stopped by before making your way to the Citadel, before setting out to look for it.
Did we?
I think so.
I don't remember that.
We did stop by at least before we went to Forge Space.
I remember going before Forge Space, but I don't remember going before the Citadel.
I think we stopped by to get some smoke powder or something.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Pegamus probably does that every now and again.
Well, it's not that of a big leap of thinking that we stopped there when we stopped any longer than 1 day in Brawl. I'd say.
I think our longest in-character game session was probably when you made your armor, Ockar. Ockar.
Several months passed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Braxon became very poor.
So you already have stopped off at your asteroid, and that's either you'd be spending nights either on your ship or on your asteroid, depending on personal preference and stuff like that.
And the dwarves have still been working on it.
Yep, they've been making progress. Hand-waved because I need to know what you guys want before I can describe what they've done. But yeah, they've been making good progress.
So to speak, I'm just putting it out there for flavour, but Lafdul would... Obviously, there's no map for this, but Lafdul's going to... You know where the bridge is above that massive lake?
Mm-hmm.
Lafdul's going to have like a room there or into the very ceiling. So it has to be climbed into to get to. So it's very, very awkward to get to. But it's like a hidden, like, secret room. That's what Lafdul wants. That's what he's going for, anyway. It's just flavor, it's flavor.
Well, right. I'm just in the off case that you guys like end up planning that out, and I cite you a price that's too expensive, and you decide, oh no, that's not going to happen.
Well, if you guys ever decide,
saying.
if we ever decide on what we want the asteroid base to be like, I have a friend I could commission a layout from.
I mean, I can draw it too, but if you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, if you want to get maps for it from someone else, I have no problem with that. I just need to know. You know, I would need maps to be able to cite how much it costs and how much time it takes. So,
Or we could swap with the lizard people and have lots of
No. No, we want something our own.
so
Something that feels like home.
and if you guys
Braxon,
need
you've been defeated.
if you guys need to talk to me about getting the original map again or something like that, just hit me up. I'll send you that after the session during the week or something like that. And again, this is a long-term thing, so you don't need to like get this done by next week or anything like that. It's been floating around for quite a while anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, if we go to Green Space, I'm sure we'll be there for quite some time.
We are going to print base after we're done with all this stuff.
Playing Hunt the Pirate.
Old.
Yes.
Is it possible to just to refresh memory at some point? You would show the sphere map of the known spheres.
Yes, I can pull you over right there. The Phlogiston map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to refresh memory.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I was just on the Citadel map as a somewhat placeholder anyway, so
Yeah.
this works just fine as a background image to look at.
So we have to go through at least one other sphere to get there.
To current space eventually when we go there.
Yes.
Either go through realm space or path space.
Lafdul wants to go through realm space because
Yeah.
he can send a message to his family. while
So
he's getting
the
past.
problem with going through realm space is that then you'd have to go through gray space.
Do you?
Yeah,
you
The
can't
problem with
go-
going through gray space.
It's one way from Kryn space to realm space.
Oh, right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got
What
one-way
else?
system.
So we would have to go from brawl space to path space to crin space.
That would be
I
the one with
guess.
the less spheres to travel.
Wait. Can we just go from realm space to crin space? It's a
No, it's
straight
one
line.
way
It's
from
one
Kryn
way from
space to
Kryn.
realm
One way.
space.
Oh,
It's,
you should
it's
have
not that-
lines.
I
have,
don't know.
like-
I don't know how to do that
you
in
could have
this
arrows.
easily. I don't know how to do that easily.
I could draw some.
Don't worry about it.
There's no arrows in the phlogiston, you know.
So
There it is. You just don't see them.
So brawl to path to crin. Okay, sounds good.
I mean, you could go to realm space and then gray space if you wanted to stop off there along the way. I mean,
It's where's Finnel from? Is it Grey Space or Great?
gray space.
Oh, so we could stop at two of our homes. One for Finnel, one for me.
That's true.
And if we took a bit
We
of a
get
detour,
spell
we
research
could
time as well.
we could visit my home.
Yeah, but I feel like doing this is a bit urgent.
Yeah, but think how much we'll have leveled up by the time we go looking for your cousin.
However, that's
The more we level up,
that's-
the more he levels up the encounter.
that's something to consider for later after you've gone to forge space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's true.
it's not something we need to hurry. I think.
So there are a lot of things that need to be done, and I am perfectly fine starting with any of them wherever you guys want to do it. Keep in mind that you do have a lot of treasure to be sold, gems and jewelry and that sort of thing, and I'm fine with doing it somewhat piecemeal if you want that. Like, say, we sold off some of it already at Brawl when we were just there and get the cash right now. But I will say that the amount that you have would probably take more than just one day to sell off. So,
Yeah.
It's a shame I want to sell off in Forge Space. We get more money for it now.
Not
Well-
for the Drugar stuff. They probably wouldn't want it.
What?
Because don't Drugar and
Oh,
Dwarves hate each
yeah.
other? It's like
If we-
trying to sell
Hang
It's like
on,
trying
hang
to
on.
sell drow stuff to elves.
Yeah, I'm not on about the dagger, because that's the dagger that was, and the throne. They're the two things we can't sell. Actually, have we even taken the throne?
I thought we were gonna leave it.
Because it had gems and stuff in it.
Yeah, but we can always leave it to be part of the lizard folks
Suppose.
I think we should just leave it to be part
share,
of the
and
lizard folk share.
they can basically sell it.
Yeah.
Or they could just take it off
Well-
the floor and put it somewhere else.
So, the hand wavy thing that I'm doing is that like you're leaving them some gems and jewelry, and you're taking the rest of the gems and jewelry and selling it off, and then
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you the lump sum. If you want to claim the throne as part of that, or if you just want to leave it to them entirely and not count that into the total treasure, that's fine with me. Either way. Whether it's fine with them or not, that might be a thing. But as a dungeon master, I don't care how you handle it.
Here's a question, Old.
Mhm.
If I make a minor helmet for my scroll, for example, could leather make it permanent with a permanency?
No.
Oh.
So hang on. We've got an ornate dwarven chair that we can't sell.
Yeah, I was thinking about turning that into a throne, just selling it for like like 100k
Well,
or
no.
whatever.
You get a spell for turning an ornate chair into a helm for a while.
Yeah, I've got a scroll of that. Create mine
So
now.
you could use it on that chair.
Yeah, it could be any chair though. I mean, it's an emergency. We get separated from our ship. Oh, we need
I think it has to
something.
be. I think it has to be a fairly nice chair.
I don't think so.
Can't be a three-legged stool.
It's got to be the equivalent of a chair, what you would consider a chair.
Well,
I
I've never
guess.
heard of a spell jamming milk stool.
Spell jamming log.
A spell jamming log, yeah.
It's temporary. Who cares? As long as you can sit on it without falling over.
Well, I
thought
think
was
it
listed
does
as
have to
actually
be a within the category of chairs, which would include stools.
Yeah. Wow. We can do something ramshackle, I'm sure. I'll learn the shape wood spell, damn it. Make a chair out of a log.
What are our shifts?
What would...
Who is on which shift?
Well, right now you're at your you're in fairly a safe space, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that you're on shifts right now.
Okay.
I think Braxon will have to stay with the ship because he's a carpenter. We're still doing repairs.
Solas
Usually-
is most likely with in the asteroid talking with the dwarves about designs for place.
Yeah. I think Braxon would come over for meetings and stuff and then go back to the ship.
I think Finnel'ar will probably be with the other druid, wouldn't he? You can introduce him.
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah.
we were talking about that Finnel'ar would get to see our re-biosphere project.
Higgimus
This-
is with us, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
We are basically in our asteroid area.
So Finn, did you want to take a look around the surface of the asteroid, see what the druid there has been doing?
Sure.
Okay. I think I planned to detail out the druid a little bit more, and then I forgot. So I don't have a whole lot of information for you. Let me actually get ready to make some notes. He's an older man, older human, and clearly been around looking for, and you get the impression that he's the type who was more adventurous when he was younger, but has now been, is like got too old for it now. Just wants to have a quiet life, bringing nature to places that haven't had it, like solitude, that kind of thing. But meeting another druid, you see, kind of a light of happiness go in his eyes as he meets you, and he says, "Ah, it's good to meet another of the faith. How are you, my young friend?"
Quite well, and it's also good to meet you.
Oh, let me show you what I've been doing.
Certainly.
So he takes you around the surface of the asteroid. He's been focusing on the top side so far. There is a kind of a back entrance, small door to the complex, and he's been working primarily to start around there, since that's the closest to the sleeping quarters inside and everything like that, and also the part that needs the most protection and hiding. You see that he's been using a variety of spells to try to turn the standard stone into you know, arable soil, and has been summoning some small rain clouds here and there to bring moisture. And he's been doing a good job, but it is a colossal task in front of him. But he seems to definitely be enjoying his task. Right now, he's been able to turn about a 200 square feet around the entrance into good solid soil. Some small scraggly bushes and grass have been growing there now, and he's slowly working on spreading that around. You can also see that small bits of plants have taken root in outside of this area, as just nature has taken its course and sent seeds around and everything like that. So he's got an impressive progress under his belt already.
I offer to help him if he ever needs it.
Well,
Would that
if your band plans to be here for a time, I would be more than happy to have some assistance while you're here.
I would be more than happy to help.
All right, you take some time getting your hands dirty, making sure that the plants are growing as they should. They're healthy, and it feels good to have this bit of nature around you after so much time on ships and everything like that.
Can I say that? Not directly related, but sort of related. Because obviously, Finnel'ar saw the plants on our ship. Could I take one of those plants and see if this druid could propagate them on our asteroid or something? I don't know. I'd probably replace it on Bra, but I want to see if we can grow our berry bushes on the asteroid or something.
I wouldn't recommend trying that just yet. I need to make the soil much more fertile. It needs more depth to it for something as strong and healthy as that. It's a slow process, but eventually, yes, that will happen.
Okay.
Solas would be interested in knowing what kind of biosphere this asteroid could support. Could it have forests?
He would tell you that it could have small forests. Probably not anything that you'd be able to log for wood for your vessel. But small trees would definitely be doable. Now he does say that further out, like when you're talking decades in the future, yeah, it might be able to sustain something a bit more like that. But in the near term, it's not going to have anything as substantial as a large forest.
Yeah,
So
Solas is basically talking about theoretically in the future. He makes it clear that he isn't expecting it to happen anytime soon.
Part of the problem with your asteroid is that it's tall rather than wide. So
Yeah.
a lot of the surface of it is a little bit similar, more similar to cliff faces and things like that.
Okay.
Could we have like hanging baskets for extra plants?
You absolutely could. But
I mean, if it's cliff faced, we can basically carve out like a small areas of that we can plant things in,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you could always
like make balconies, so to speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you mean like the lizard folk one that's got all those nice balconies on?
the problem is, of course, that they need sunlight and everything like that. So it would be very tremendously based on which sides get the most light, whether you can get
Yeah.
enough water there.
Oh, that's a
That sort of
question. Does our does that asteroid have to rotate to have like a day-night cycle?
It does rotate, yeah. Okay, so it does have a day-night cycle.
How fast does it rotate?
About 24 hours. It's weird how so many things seem to rotate like that.
Yes,
Clearly the work of the
Like it.
gods.
clearly.
Probably been done deliberately.
Solas thinks that it is Ogma's divine plan.
Now, I will say that your asteroid is small enough that you could alter that.
Well, I know. Well, I think everyone on Brow would know there's big sails on the bottom of Brow, so
Yeah.
it can move around.
Yeah.
So we could just do something like that, or maybe somebody did that in the past just to get it turning.
Other than the cave and stuff like that, this doesn't really seem like it's had any great civilization in the past on it. So
Solas does ask the druid about if he would think that it would be possible to grow, like have farms and such on the top side. Later on.
He would tell you probably not. It's not quite big enough, and it would take far too long to get the soil in such a shape that it could handle specific crops and stuff like that. It's best to let nature take its course. He feels. It might be possible to get some wild berries and small fruit trees growing, but probably nothing that would be, that you'd be able to turn into a good, solid, long-term food source. Significant enough to, like, at best, it would only supplement what you're getting elsewhere.
Okay. That's good enough for Solas, and after that he goes to talk with the dwarven workers about possible designs for defenses and such.
All right, they're more than eager to talk to you about that sort of thing.
Solas basically have some slight plans already that he has made rough sketches.
Lafdul wants to play a prank on this druid and just randomly turn into an inconspicuous tree to see if the druid notices. just to see his reaction.
So, considering that there aren't
Yeah,
any
I know.
actual
I know.
trees,
That's
it's
the whole
hard
point.
to turn into an inconspicuous tree. You would, in fact, be a very conspicuous tree.
I want to go for shock value here. So how?
So the Finn, you're there, working with with this druid, and he gives a kind of he. So Finn, you're working there, and you hear the other druid say, "Huh. Don't remember that being here. Well, it's clearly the wrong type. It is gonna have to go." And you see him go to get an axe.
Oh, sad face. Oh,
That
this
is
guy's-
an invasive species. It is not. It should not be here. It's gonna have to go.
I guess Lafdul unfortunately transformed back as I thought I was helping.
He kind of tisks you as he's holding the axe.
No, but Lafdul claps. He approves of the going with the joke.
Isn't all nature holy for druids?
Invasive
Including-
species are dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah,
An
they
invasive species would probably cause more harm than good. So
they like to keep the balance of the local nature, and invasive species disrupt the balance.
Now there
Invasive
is
species can be
nothing.
humans.
There is nothing preventing a druid from making a joke about something that they would never actually follow through on either. Just so you know.
No, but Lafdul's not very confident in his ability to.
I mean, the fact that there was suddenly a very conspicuous tree that was not there before. He kind of realized that someone was playing a prank on him. Now, he doesn't know Lafdul well enough to know that he was necessarily the one doing it and stuff like that, but it was kind of obvious.
Yeah, I know it was always there. It is
So
kind
they
of
were-
like the shock value, little bit of fun.
So Leva asks Finn, was that really an invasive species?
Lafdul is very invasive.
So Finn,
No, I'm not asking that. I'm asking.
No,
So-
Lafdul heard this.
so Finn, technically everything on this asteroid is an invasive species since there was no no actual nature here before other than bare rock for the most part.
well, then it was definitely an invasive species then.
Exactly,
Oh.
there you go.
Okay. Weird. Okay, but you're the specialist. I don't know. I
Okay.
know nothing about these things.
Yes,
Out of
Solas?
interest, has anyone done any prospecting on this place to figure out if there is potential for mining operations?
The dwarves did early on. This might have actually been before you joined the group. The rock is good and solid for construction purposes, but it's nothing special.
What rock type is it? Is it just granite or is
It's
this
mostly-
like basalt or
Mostly granite. Some other types as well. But it's good solid construction material, and that's what, like, early on you had the entrance to the interior lake opened up a bit so that a ship could actually get in there rather than submerging as the original ship did. And one of the ways that you paid for it was by allowing the dwarves to haul that away for construction purposes elsewhere.
Yeah.
But their prospecting hasn't revealed any significant ores or gem caches or anything like that. I mean, in any of these sorts of things, you're going to find a little bit of like iron or copper ore or something like
Yeah.
that. But and some of the occasionally they'll find a chunk of granite that can be turned into the nice decorative granite pieces, but
Yeah.
nothing as special as like pink granite and stuff like that.
do we get like asteroids like smashing into our asteroid occasionally, like meteorites?
No, not
Is that a
not very
thing in
often.
this?
Yeah, it is a thing, but it's this, like, the grinder in Gray Space is well known for that, and you don't have too many surface cities in that asteroid belt in the interior. There's some on the exterior edges. There are some, but it's called the grinder for a reason because there are constantly asteroids smashing into each other there. But it really depends on the individual asteroid belt, and this asteroid belt is fairly tame and quiet as things go.
It is a really out of, well, not really out of game, but if Lever was to cast Meteor Storm, just say Swarm or Storm, I can't remember. would she literally just pull an asteroid from
No.
somewhere or something?
No.
Or was it just conjured?
It's I don't think it's conjured, but I think it's an invocation evocation.
Yeah. I was wondering what would happen if such a spell were to happen if asteroids were pulled or something.
Most of those spells are not actually like meteors.
They're just giant fireballs on it or something.
Kind of, yeah.
I believe normal meteors to asteroids are broken up anyway.
And they tend to be a lot bigger than anything that you're going to get from one of those spells.
I was just wondering how that worked. That was all. His flavor.
We would actually bump into things the size of meteors all the time while we're spell jamming.
Yeah.
And they just drop into our air envelope, drop to the same speed as us, float along and leave our air envelope and then disappear.
Well,
you don't even notice.
So technically, a meteor is only something that has entered an atmosphere anyway. So.
Oh yeah. But what I mean is, it doesn't do the meteor thing when it hits us if we're traveling at Spelljammer speed.
Yeah. So I mean, unless it's big enough to drop you out of Spelljammer speed because it's 10 tons. But so no, I mean, none of those spells, those common spells, would do anything like that. Melf's Minute Meteors, Meteor Swarm, Meteors of Celestian, none of those do that. Okay.
One question.
Yes.
You said at some point that there was some old settlement in here.
No, I said there really wasn't. Like, I mean, there was the pirate base, but before that, I mean, there may have been like there rock hoppers have
hopped on over.
Yeah.
Okay, so no interesting archaeological digs.
No.
So there used to be, there's like a little barracks, there's like a little cook area in here, and there's like a gnomish workshop. There's a private gnomish bedroom with a little workshop on it.
Well, so like the pirates did some basic construction. They didn't hollow out the caves, and it's entirely possible that there was some group of people here before, but they didn't leave any trace.
Oh. There was some deadly spiders in here. Killed one of us at one point, I think.
There was something living under the water as well.
Oh, that's where you found your brass helmet, wasn't it?
Yeah. That is.
Allows you to breathe underwater.
Presumably the person that was wearing it. Oh, no, I think the person who was wearing it was like a skeleton.
Yeah, because he died to the poison, because there's poisonous spiders above.
Yeah, so I mean, there have been people on this asteroid before, but they haven't left any like permanent sign of civilization other than the caves, which could have just been carved out. I mean, like it's more likely that pirates have taken up residence here occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, from what you said before, the pirates came in, the rock hoppers were coming in and out. So they'd have trampled all over everything that was in here anyway and got rid of a lot of the evidence.
I don't think they use the caves.
Well, they were coming in to get the water, weren't they?
Right, but so keep in mind that there's the external entrance to the, before you opened up the entrance. It was essentially a case where there was an external access to the lake. And most things would have had to swim through to get to the other side, into the interior caves.
Yeah.
I can't even remember how we found this place. Did we find a map to this place?
No, the rock hoppers told us. We found the cluster, and then we saw the rock hoppers, and they said, "Hey, we used to go in that cave, and then it vanished, and someone stolen our water supply."
Yeah, there was an illusion over the entrance when you found the
Is
pirates.
there any fish in the lake?
Yes, there are some.
So Solas can go and fish if he wants to.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd be extincting the very few fish they have, though. Depending if you put the release the fish afterwards.
I mean, if you don't if you don't like fish up a whole ton, then 1 or 2 fish here and there isn't going to cause a problem.
Yeah.
Does Solas have the fishing proficiency?
Nah, he's more of a hobbyist.
Okay.
Would they be regular fish, or would they be fish that can also swim through wild space?
They're regular fish.
Oh, if Lafdul
They're not
learns
stellar
of
fish.
Solas doing fishing, when he reels in a fish, Lafdul's going to pull it with his ring and just make it go back in the water. He's going to do it with invisibility. He's going to be pranking Solas all day with that.
Well, the good news for Solas is that because he doesn't have the fishing proficiency, the likelihood of actually catching a fish is pretty low.
I mean, Lafdul scored a lot of fish. He got lucky now. I think it was like half his wisdom score.
So Solas, you have a nice, relaxing time trying to catch fish and failing.
Oh, Lafdul will try and tug at his fishing rod every now and again.
It's mostly just relaxing in peace.
Yeah, you seem to keep getting nibbles that don't turn out to be anything. It's weird.
That's life. You catch some, you don't catch anything.
If Solas looks like he's getting complacent, he's going to yank the rod entirely into the water.
I don't think he would be that complacent.
Look like he's falling off. So it's like, oh, damn it, I missed the fish. Basically, that's what I was going for. But yeah, if it's fine. If he's just reading a book or something, I suppose.
Okay, so you guys have some items that you need to identify still? Do you want to get any of that taken care of?
Yeah, there were some we had to identify still. Where did you wrote them, Braxon? Or Big Man?
I made a list of things at the top of the document, but there's also other people working on it.
Yeah.
Well, the mace made appear, and that's Higimus's. Higimus has got that. I don't know if he owns it, but...
I think Higimus would decide that he isn't interested in that.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
He has got another mace that stuns. He's had that since the start.
And I had completely forgotten that, or I didn't hear, or something like that, so just...
No, before he left, he was saying he was trying it out on this as soon as we arrived here, I think.
Okay, I don't remember that at all, so I'm perfectly fine with him not having it at all, even to test.
Combat magic. It's been identified that it has combat magical creatures. What would
good
constitute
against
as
golems.
magical creatures?
Wait, I'm sorry?
Golems. What would constitute as magical creatures? Like summoned creatures or...
Magical constructs, weren't they?
To an extent, you're not entirely sure. I mean, like there's quite a few things that could count as that. There's a lot of inherently magical creatures out there.
Displays the base would be magical.
Quite possibly. Some of it you would have to, try it out and see if it is actually helping with them. But yeah, golems would be one thing.
So
Okay.
was that the iron mace you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, pure iron with silver banding on the haft.
So what are you saying? Higimus isn't interested in owning it, or isn't interested?
He
in getting
was
it
testing it.
But I don't actually remember that at all, so
I do.
that's fair. That's fine. But I'm playing Higimus now, so
Alright.
Yeah.
it's up for grabs, or you can put it into a pot for getting rid of.
Okay.
I mean, he has a mace. He has 2 swords now. He has his wheellock pistols. He's good.
Right. So, I guess we'll be doing a 100 gold piece thing on that first.
That's what it was. That's what it is, combat against magical creatures. That's what a regular identification will give you.
Yeah, I have
Right.
that as identified.
The steel
Right.
dagger has a magical combat bonus. That's a regular identification as well.
Yeah, the better one would give the exact, but
The one that gives bone shards, that's Lever's got that. That needs to be taken
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I know that.
Him and Fibula.
She used it a few times.
Yeah, but has that been identified?
Yes.
Right.
She's been using it.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
what
even if it
about
hasn't been like identification is good, but if you've actually used an item enough to know what it does, then you don't need to identify it. So
Right.
only
That would-
thing basically identifying would be useful is to figure out the number of charges.
Mhm. Could that be figured out with the special identification spell?
it can give you a closer read on the number of charges, but it does still have to go through all the other powers first.
Charges always last.
Question.
Mhm.
And did we get the information about if we can recharge the wand?
No, that would not be revealed by identify.
Would it be revealed
No.
by the better identify?
No.
Okay.
Bookcas.
Is it possible for us to learn about which types of wands are rechargeable, or are they each wand on a wand-by-wand case basis?
It's on a case-by-case
wands-
basis. So first of all, most magic.
Wands are magic missiles.
Well, it's safe to assume that a wand that duplicates specific spells, or close to it, is rechargeable. So yeah, like
So
you wouldn't even need to do research to know whether a wand of magic missiles is rechargeable. You would know, a
It's just
wizard
how
would
to do
know that
Right.
is rechargeable.
So my wand of ice and
fire.
wand of fire would be rechargeable.
Very
Yes.
likely, yes.
Is there anything that Lever's 250 gold piece spell could tell us about Glittertines?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh.
I mean,
Probably the amount of
maybe
charges.
not.
Yeah,
You've
it
used a
could-
lot of charges.
It could reveal the exact combat bonus potentially and the number
yeah.
of charges left, or at least give a more accurate picture of the number of charges left.
So there's an interesting thing here. We got a steel dagger with a pearl pommel.
It's combat bonus. It's been regularly
Yeah,
identified.
no,
That's
but
why
could you use the pommel to identify the dagger?
Yeah, but then the pearl would be gone.
Yeah.
if it's 100 gold pearl.
Oh, you can use more expensive pearls. Doesn't have to be
Could
exactly
that,
100.
could that glitter tines be recharged?
That you would need to do research on.
Yeah.
Since if
Well-
it's possible to recharge it, it is something that we most likely should keep then.
So Leva has 4 250 gold pearls that she bought, and she is offering one to Braxon for his glitter time thing,
Oh, thank you.
if you want.
Yes, please. If you can find something out about it.
All right.
That means you won't be able to do anything else today.
Yeah,
No, with the 250, she just has to take a 2-hour break afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but she only has one of those spells.
one of those days. Unless you're reckless to Emma, right?
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen there?
I mean,
But
potentially you
again,
could
like if
have
you want to spend
6.
more time here, that's okay too.
I think we could do
So-
one a day as we go along, maybe.
If you want to do that, that's fine too. We
But
can-
we'd also be staying
see.
here for several days.
Leva hasn't offered to anyone else. She offered to Braxon.
Oh,
Just
See how it is.
Just one. Just one. She
You'll-
might
you'll
offer
be-
one to Lafdul, but
Lafdul's been
she-
paying her with his that he's bought. Actually, paid you to do my buckler.
You'll,
did?
you'll be offering Braxon 3 ducks next.
At some point, Lafdul will pay you 500 gold for the 2 pearls it's got to get both your short swords identified.
I'll pay you tomorrow for a hamburger today.
Mm. They're the best friends, people like that. So yes, she's offering one 250. She might offer one. She'd offer one to Lafdul as well, probably.
Well, after we'll just give her the money and save it for another day when he doesn't have money. At the moment, he has money, so he would pay for his for the moment.
Well, okay. So off you go. Well, off Liver goes. Cast a spell once.
Oh, I'll do Braxon since Braxon is more interest. I mean, mine's yeah. I can do this when we're flying to Portugal or something.
Can yours wait until tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine can wait for a long time. I'm in no rush for mine.
Then we wait until tomorrow for yours.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm just waiting for one day when Lever goes, oh, we got this really powerful item, gets a wild surge item is drained of power.
She's going to blow it up. Goodbye, Glittertine. Sorry about that.
We could have already had that happen and we've not realised. Because it's a random item.
I will tell you that there is an item that got drained a while back.
Oh. And it could be Glittertines.
It's probably a 1, to be honest.
Everyone thought that I was going to use Glittertines and go running up to a monster and nothing happened.
It can't have been something that was inside of a bag of holding, now, could it?
I don't think
Yes,
so.
it could.
Could it?
Oh?
Yep.
But is it on
Welcome to Wild Magic.
Oh, no, wait, I've got to check my... Oh, well, I don't know this.
Let me just say, obviously it's not something that you've used recently, because you would have known. I would have mentioned it.
Get all your magic stuff out and cast Detect Magic, and look for the dark thing.
We lost a load of ones. It's probably one of the ones we lost. That was close.
Level. If you are interested, we could test one of those better identification spells on those discs that are supposed to store spells.
Yes.
Didn't we trade them?
No.
No.
It was a mage that offered them, though.
We've experimented on one that ended well for all involved.
Well, we all survived.
Wasn't that? Didn't you do that in the Phlogiston? I can't remember.
No, it was just while we were traveling in the sphere.
Oh, Lafdul's praying to his deity as well today, because he wants to know why he's afflicted with a loss of faith.
Okay, so first thing, the spell reveals that that is... Where did it go? Hold on a second. It is a trident +2.
Oh.
+2. Quite nice.
Or at least you can add in the calculations now.
And it reveals, as you are aware, that it does lightning bolts. It creates lightning bolts.
Specifically, actual lightning bolts.
Well, as the lightning bolt spell, essentially, to an extent.
I was wondering if it was a variation of the lightning bolt spell. I wonder if you can choose which method of lightning bolt.
And it currently has 11 charges remaining.
You don't know how many charges it uses per use until you
identify. It still has 11 charges remaining, and that was minor number of charges. It has had quite a number of charges.
Yeah, but those it could be used. You could use like 5 charges every time it's used.
True.
You have to use it and get it re-identified, and that's how many charges you know. But once you know that, then you know how many you use per.
But I think at least we should do some research on if it's something that we can recharge, since having
that's incredibly powerful.
Having +2 weapon that can cast lightning bolt is quite useful.
Especially on a fighter that can't use magic.
Yeah. and is on the front lines.
Well, Braxon's always wanted to be a storm wizard of Patal or something like that. That's how it goes, right?
Lightning bolt is a great spell, but the problem with it is that usually spellcasters are on the back row.
You can do the fan effect, can't you? Like Burning Hands. Cone.
With lightning? No.
No,
I
it's
thought a lightning bolt had another effect style.
It has either a 5-foot wide, 80-foot long, the spell. You don't know how this one operates.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, the actual spell.
The spell is either 5 feet wide, 80 feet long, or 10 feet wide and 40 feet long.
I always thought it was a fun spell. Lightning bolt.
Okay, anything else that you guys want to identify?
Should just get the potions done with, even though we know what half of them do.
We don't need the 250. We don't need book as superior identification for the potions.
No, let's be a regular one.
Yeah, you can do regular identify for those.
This effervescent blue liquid one.
We did identify one potion last time, and it was revealed that this improves wizard spells.
Probably a temporary potion.
Yeah, I saw that. I copied at the end.
Assume a potion is temporary, always.
Yeah,
I mean, there are potions that are not temporary, but the number of those are very, very rare. Or they're specific, like a potion of healing or a potion, an elixir of youth or something like that.
Or a potion of lethal poison.
Yeah.
Lafdul's got one of them.
That would be quite permanent unless
unless you resist it. Actually, can you resist an ingested poison?
I mean, you can make a saving throw, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I've got a poison type G ingestible that I found from this very place. This gnome had it.
Yeah, why don't you drink it?
Oh.
Yeah, I think we should identify the.
But Lafdul, what's
potions.
the worst that could happen?
I don't even know if my ring regeneration would keep me alive.
No, regeneration would not keep you alive from poison.
But would it prevent me from dying outright?
No, because it would prevent you from dying from damage. Like if the potion, if the poison did
if it just
10 points
my heart,
of damage, if a poison does 10 points of damage, you can regenerate that and you can come back from that. If the poison is save or die, no.
Yeah.
Regeneration doesn't help against that. All right, so potions. What do you want to start with? This will be regular identify.
Yeah, they are effervescent blue liquid, necromancy combat, glass flask.
All right, hold on a second. Let's see. Is that did that one have a label?
No.
Okay.
I don't think, because the ones where we had the labels were all the way down the bottom of the sheet.
All right. Effervescent, fluorescent blue liquid, you said?
Yeah.
That constantly bubbles.
Okay.
The blue.
All right. So, that is a potion that allows a wizard, priest, or rogue to perform heroically in battle.
Priest, rogue.
Basically anything other than a warrior.
Heroism. I just write priest, rogue, warrior, heroism.
Well, priest, rogue, wizard, not warrior.
What happens if a warrior puts it on? Does it do nothing?
Probably does nothing.
Well, what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen to a potion that you're supposed to drink if you put it on, i.e., poured it over your head?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said it was ring.
No, this is a potion. What happens to a warrior? You don't know. You'd have to try it.
Yeah,
Most
no.
likely not.
Braxon. No,
Nothing
sorry,
probably.
I misunderstood. Braxon wouldn't waste a potion, but if it was a ring, he'd put the ring on, see what happens, see if it just pops straight off his finger.
Okay, a large flask of seal lead stopper inscribed with a complex circular pattern. Conjuration, summoning, and summoning.
That's not a potion.
Oh.
It's the flask itself.
We identify the flask then.
Alright.
That's going to need a superior identifier.
Oh,
Probably
one of these days, someone's going to sell us a magical flask with a non-magical potion in. And we'll do detect magic and it'll show us magic.
There is a spell that does that.
Then you drink it and nothing happens.
Well, if you use detect magic, you'll know you're getting indeterminate magic. It's just magical. That usually raises questions to the person detecting it.
Hold on a second. I think I misplaced it on my list. I need to... Nope, there it is. Alright. Plain large brass bottle.
Sealed stopper inscribed with complex circular pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conjuration summoning.
Okay. That is... Did you get a priest sphere on that?
I did detect magic with both.
Yeah. We got conjuration summoning and summoning.
Yeah.
So one of them is.
Okay.
Probably the second one. I think conjuration summoning was at school. And summoning by itself is a sphere.
Yes. There we go. All right. So that is designed to bring forth something that is trapped within to the one who opens it.
Bring forth something. What is trapped within? Else it seals.
Yeah, whatever is inside, whatever is trapped inside.
So basically, it's similar to genie lamp.
Possibly.
Oh, I can hold a genie.
Might hold something in it already, or it's made to
Only identify
hold
tell
something
if
in
something was inside.
Not necessarily.
When she examines it, does she open it up?
She would not open it up as part of the identification process, no. Leva, when you identify it, would you open it up? That's a choice that you could make.
Only if it was my own.
Well,
But it isn't.
If you want it, you could take it, I suppose.
I think
No.
we could have found a genie lamp.
Or it might
She'd
hold
be
some
tempted,
kind of horror.
but no, she would not.
I think opening something like that should be done in very secured environments, since it might hold some kind of monster that just attacks immediately.
Well, that is something that would bother her less, but it's more that this is not hers, and therefore, no.
I will cast Detect Evil on it.
Okay.
Just to see if it's evil.
It does not detect as evil.
Ah.
I will test the no alignment spell.
Does that work on objects?
Yeah, because I've been doing it for the... That's how I knew the alignment for the sword that Higgins is using.
I think it should work. Let me check. Creature or object, yes.
Okay. It does not detect as having an alignment.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we can open it later. Hello. Extremely sweet-smelling, pale red, transparent aromatic oil in a fine ceramic jar. Yeah, that was duplicate entry. No one believe that should be deleted.
Okay. That.
Wait, did I delete the wrong one?
There's two.
So keep in mind that an aromatic
Yeah.
oil is similar to perfume. So just so you know.
That one is... Sorry. We're also deleting duplicates on here at the same time.
That's fine.
That's definitely a duplicate. This one... What one was this a duplicate of, though?
The
You can
one
carry
you
on.
just deleted was the duplicate of the one just we identified before this.
Yeah, which is that one there. So these... That one's
And
probably...
this is duplicate,
two.
the ceramic that we are just identifying.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
yes.
have detected a necromantic and necromancy in it.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
that's-
identify reveals that that is an aromatic oil that creates a aura of death around the wearer.
Aura of death.
Yeah. So keep in mind, aromatic oils are sort of like perfume.
I have detect evil over that.
Okay.
That seems evil.
It
I mean,
does
it could
not
be
detect as
neutral.
evil.
Death can also be neutral. It doesn't necessarily have to be evil. Aura of death.
It could be invisibility to undead. It's
Could be,
necromantic.
actually, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's abjuration rather than necromancy. So no, it's not that.
I don't know what else we got. Potion of corrosive touch. I don't think we figured out what that does, did we?
What do you
Try
think it
touching
does?
It's acid.
Or it could be alkaline.
Extremely alkaline. Yeah.
Chug it, touch something it corrodes, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know what else we got left to identify. Because they were the obvious things, the potions.
Alright. So I know that you guys need to go through your documents and do some sorting, so we can do more things later.
Well, have you still got charges left on that pearl?
Yeah, she does.
There was a pair of wax tablets.
They weren't magical.
They weren't magical.
No, they were just writing on.
Okay.
There is those magical, those books that detected magic.
Did we identify them?
We've got that tent thing.
We identified that had camouflage in the forest.
I see 2 additional potions, though I don't know whether they've been identified or not. A golden liquid that smells of freshly baked bread. Oh yes, labeled with wound restoration. That's a label one. But the Taiki spoon is not properly identified. A clear liquid that smells strongly of alcohol in a steel flask, labeled with Taiki spoon.
Right. I don't think we've identified any of the 3 magical books yet.
We identified one, didn't we?
I don't see yes written next to any of them.
We detected them 3 books as magical, but we did not identify them.
Yeah. So if we got charges left on the pearl, we could maybe look at one of those. Although it might blow up. There might be a glyph of warding in there.
It's probably also worth identifying that ring that Illithid was wearing that wasn't magical, because we have found rings that wizards have worn that weren't magical. But they were magical once you identified them.
Oh.
Well, they weren't. It's like that red gold ring that cancels the powers of other magic items. What's that ring that he was wearing? It had a claw signet or something. I can't remember. I gotta find it on here.
Hang on. The ring that cancels the power of other magical items.
Yeah, that wasn't magical. That was a coincidental identification. That's the thing.
No, but what I mean is, could we just get people to wear that if they pick up a cursed item?
We don't know how it works.
Okay.
I mean, you can try it.
Let's try that next time. Next time someone's stuck with something.
Let me try if I can find that ring. I'm word searching for ring.
Never could try the things that Solas and Lafdul failed.
That ring had spindles on it, by the way.
Smalls. Oh no, sorry, that's a shield.
Which ring?
The one that you're looking for.
I see. Oh yeah, red gold ring. Yeah.
Small dozen blue spindles. Was that the one he was wearing?
I'm pretty sure.
Alright, we'll just do a general identifier on that. I mean, he might just be vain. It's a high-level wizard.
Identify does not reveal anything about it.
Alright, not magical, definitely. Oh well, sometimes you take the chances for that.
Alright, did you want to try one of the books, or all of the books, or none of the books?
I think we should try the books.
Yeah, we should have got charges left.
Mm-hmm.
You got chests that I could be routine. Well, we need to dispel them still.
I'm actually at this point assuming that you've already opened those. There weren't any traps. Whether Higamus ripped them off, or you opened them somehow, or whatever, you guys took some time and got them, because I've already calculated out for when you go to sell. Oh, I do need to give you the coinage out of them, though.
Yeah, we don't know what's in them.
Yeah. So I will do that, but there wasn't anything dangerous on this chest, so you got them open. So, which book do you want to identify?
Well, Leva wants to identify the book she has a connection with, and she wants to use a 250 gold pearl on that.
Okay,
She wants to
hold on, because you still have charges on the regular identify first.
Okay.
And you also can't do that till the next day.
Which is fine. I'm fine just marking off days. You know, you've been in a highly stressful situation for a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Even though some people do want to move, do some other things, it's perfectly fine taking a breather.
I mean, that's why Solas went to fishing.
Yeah.
Which one of these three books has a connection with leather? Because it doesn't say on our sheet.
It's the Ivory Plague cover
Plague.
and hinged.
No, that's cool. I'm just going to write it in there.
But I think we should first start with the book with grey leathery covers and thin stiff leathery pages titled On the Promethean Construction of Gestalt Skeletal Guardians.
Well, if Leather's got a connection with this book, she might want to know first.
Yeah, but she's using the better identify on that spell, on that book.
There's still those charges left on the current identify.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I do the other one after.
So let's start with the Promethean Construction.
I don't even know what that is.
Alright. That I'm just going to flat out tell you is a manual of skeletal golems.
Okay.
Can I get to use that?
Maybe.
Manual skeletal golems.
Yep.
I mean, it's not necromancy.
You're animating
It's
dead bones.
just creating golem by using bones, and you can use like dragon bones.
But hold on. Not necessarily. You would need to study the method. Like it's a manual of creating golems. If if the that in and of itself doesn't indicate that it's evil. If you then read through it and it says one of the steps is cutting out the live heart of an elf and bathing the bones in its blood, yeah, that's going to be kind of evil. It's about the process.
Only kind of
it's about the process more than what you're
Yeah.
creating, generally.
Does it tell anything about who can use it?
No, identify would not reveal that.
We need you
So
to
do we get
identify
types of magic from that? Whether it's
You
pet magic.
did
creation
already.
or anything?
Yeah,
No,
we
but-
already have the types of magic detected on it.
I don't have anything written here in the list.
It's on the. You can see that there's duplicate versions of these books on just
Yes.
below these, and there's enchantment, charm, creation.
The duplicates need to be deleted. Everything got duplicated, it seems.
Yeah.
Does Leva have still charges remaining on that?
Yes.
Well, then there's another book with osteological constructs and their uses.
What number page are you on?
I don't see a page number.
Just
That
scroll down on the right.
one is a manual of bone golems.
No, it doesn't show me a page number.
Bone and skeletal.
Yep.
Of what?
That is
One
a manual
bone
of bone golems.
Oh, okay.
One's less likely to be evil.
Well,
I suppose it could be the interpretation between priest and wizardly magic. I suppose skeletal being more
I
priest.
mean, the skeletal golem doesn't necessarily be evil if the steps in making it isn't evil.
Right. It's about
No,
how
it's-
you make it, what goes into
Yeah.
it. Like, again, if it says you must kill creatures and then boil their flesh off and take the bones in order to make this, and that is a critical step, that's going to be kind of evil. If it's just a case of you are more than welcome to go out and find bones in the woods, find a carcass of something that an animal killed, boom, there you go.
Is it
That's
possible-
not evil. So you would need to read it to find out whether constructing it would be evil.
Yeah.
How about if we need to kill creatures anyway as part of our regular job?
Well, then it's going to come down to whether you would be expected to treat their bodies with respect or not.
Yeah, because we don't normally boil the meat off the bones of things we kill.
Right.
Well, that isn't necessarily a step. We need to study
Well, yeah.
those manuals to know the steps.
Lafdul has questionable morals.
How about if we hunt rabbits while we're out? Can we just collect all the bones after eating rabbit stew? Make a big rabbit golem. I'll shut up now.
So, again, you would need to read the book to find
Yeah.
out what goes into it. Like,
Yeah,
Oh.
I think Solas and Leva is going to study those books.
Wow, you just instantly
Definitely.
excluded the fact that priests can do it.
Well,
I think you should do it because you-
you can study them also, but
I see how it is.
you haven't done spell studies as much in the laboratory as Solas and Leva.
What do you mean? I've done spell research. I've
You've
learned
been
spell.
you've been focused on some other studies lately.
Yeah, you don't know that. Whenever you see Lafdul, you just see him in the library.
the identify spell is still operating.
Wasn't it the third book, wherever it is?
She wants to do...
The third book is with the better identify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you might as well do the other book.
I don't even
Well,
know.
we still have the book Life's Energy and How to Manipulate Them.
Oh, that one then.
Was that magical?
I don't know. It doesn't
I
say
think it
so.
was. I think it was just a research book.
You do have... So, as a side note, and this is not related specifically to the identify spell, there are still books that you haven't checked the titles of. You haven't used comprehend languages on, and you guys have a ton of scrolls that you have not looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I do
saw
detect
that.
evil on those 2 golem books? Golem and skeleton.
Yet neither of them detect as evil.
Alright. I'm just doing it while I got the spell
So
ups.
again,
I
with,
think you
with
need
any
to do.
with any golem book, it's the process, not the book.
Yeah.
Let's identify the book with a large, heavy leather-bound. That's a large, heavy leather-bound book with thick, rough parchment pages. The cover has a rectilinear Ouroboros around the edge and 3 interlocking circles within a large circle in the middle of the center, but no title. How about that?
All right.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, there.
It's the book
Oh,
that
I
Solas
see it.
checked out that he's interested in reading, but it didn't detect as magic.
It did not?
Yeah, it did not. We only had 3 books that detected as magical, but we did get scrolls, like Old said.
Mm-hmm.
All
So
All
did you want to
books-
identify that one?
Well, if it's not magical, then no. But I want to write down that it's not magical.
all books contain knowledge
Do we-
and are therefore magic.
So let me ask Solas, did we actually, the books that are on the unread books, a book with the multicolored script on the black leather binding,
We haven't.
are they all non-magical?
Yeah, they're all non-magical. The only magical books that we detected were those 3 books.
If you're still after things to detect,
No, identify.
sorry, if you're still after things to identify, somebody wrote. Oh, sorry, I just scrolled randomly on the doc without trying to. Somebody wrote next to the. Stop it. I'm scrolling
Nobody
up and
else
down
can-
without doing it.
Yeah, nobody else can see that you're doing this.
What
That's okay.
about the
The
Hi.
silver arm protectors we got off the Illithid. Someone next to that, instead of writing yes for as it magical, wrote sim.
It's probably the duplicate entry. I'm sure we had that identified because it gives it a
I
protection
think
against
we
small
did
crit missiles.
identifies those bracers as magical.
Yeah, I have that identified.
Let's go
Were
to the
those
scrolls then. Let's go to the scrolls
Right.
then.
There's 1 charge of identify left. I mean, you could burn it on something that.
Has charges like your
Would
wand.
identify
Well,
actually.
no. This is what I mean is you could burn it on something that you don't think you care about, or something that has been identified, or something that you don't think is magical, or something else like that. It's up to you.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go back to the book without title. Let's see, where is it?
What's the wording on identify? Does it say only magic
Yeah, here we are.
items?
The one with the Ouroboros around the edge.
Yeah, it's only magic items.
Mm.
Okay.
Since it's only...
Identify, in fact, does reveal that is a magical book.
Oh, now we're going to identify all the books, regardless, aren't we?
Some of them hide the fact that they're magical.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that book has mental exercises in it.
Oh, it's the book that improves stat. Probably
Okay,
intellect.
I don't know how I.
Solas already.
Clearly, Higamus needs that.
Solas says that it's not very easy to read. It does cause headaches.
Wow.
Since
Magical
Solas
mental
did check
exercises.
inside it.
Yeah, but surely it will help them understand.
Can Braxon do
Right.
some mental exercises?
I don't know. It's
So-
up to you if you want to do mental exercises.
Leva has 2 normal, quote, 100 gold
That needs to
pearls,
be improved.
and she's going to use one of them on the other books as much as possible in that case.
Okay.
We should get Solas
Before we go to the big one.
I can also identify. So if we want to not use that many days on identifying.
Yeah, but bear in mind, we've got a chance of misidentifying something.
Mm-hmm.
There's always that chance. So what's the opposite of this book, possibly? It's just, I'm throwing it out there. Physical exercise.
Mm-hmm.
What's the title of the book?
There is none.
Doesn't it have a title?
I didn't.
The
I was not
script,
told the title. We were not told the title. We should
the
listen
script.
what it says.
Hold on.
It says in the blurb.
Let me. You have this text, but I'll reread it for everyone. A large, heavy, leather-bound book with thick, rough parchment pages. The cover has a rectilinear Ouroboros around the edge, and 3 interlocking circles within a large circle in the middle. There is no text anywhere on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were quite a few books that didn't have any title or title in a language that we could read.
Great. How many books
So-
do we have? How many identifications do we need to go through?
You
can
bought?
No, I'm just... Lafdul's like,
Hey, Lafdul, do you want your stuff identified too?
Hey, don't be like that. I was just thinking we're just going to be here, well, that's all. I mean, I'm not against having magical swag. Lafdul likes his hat.
Why don't you bring one of your things and we identify them first? So that brings up your interest more.
You misread my demeanor, I guess. No.
I think he's more thinking along the lines of, if we're going to go down this route, there's a lot of stuff to check.
Yeah, we're just going to have to buy like 5 grand's worth of pearls and just buy up Brawl's Market while on the way to Forge Space.
So again, you've looked in some of the books already.
Hmm.
Like one of them, I think, was written in Elvish.
Yeah.
So
It was the Mystica Abjurata.
Yeah.
Or something.
So my point is like, if that was magical, you probably would have gotten something else out of it. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Could we do something like memorizing the comprehend languages spell and actually trying to read the read magic and trying to read the titles of the different books. There is one
Sure.
where we just can't read the title. There's actually several where we just don't read the title.
Sure. Give me a second to get to those.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of one of the things that I was hoping you guys would get to today. All right. Where did we Yes. Okay, so as a check, does comprehend languages actually? I think it's just one object at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But she can learn more than one.
Right.
Yes,
But this will
first
probably
office.
take a couple days. Solas, are you going to help with some comprehend languages as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to be helping.
I need to learn the priest version of read languages.
So I have 2 comprehend language. Sorry, yes, 2 comprehend languages and 2 read magics.
Right. For this part, I'm just going to be hand waving the specific days.
All right.
A little bit, so I'll just kind of say it took X number of days to do it all. All right, so
A book with a thick leather cover and thin woody pages. The script it bears is a jagged logographic script.
okay. Note that this does not give you the language. I mean, like it allows you to understand, but you don't know what the language is.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You have to guess based on what's in the book context.
So that one, with comprehend languages, it is revealed to be titled Uadro's Treatise on Piercing Metaphysical Barriers.
I'm sorry, what was that first word?
I'll be cutting and pasting it for you in a second.
Thank you.
It was a name, Uadro.
Okay.
Solas,
do you want to take the second one?
So that is and you well, would you flip it open and read a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. that is indeed a magic, a text on magical study on using magic to break through magical barriers, protections, and stuff like that.
But it has no spells or anything.
No, it's just a
So
research text.
it's a theory book.
Yeah.
So it will once we have translated it, it will help in magic research.
Yeah. Or I mean, you can use comprehend languages to get through it.
Yes.
And use that.
Yeah.
Well,
basically using comprehend languages to basically copy the text in new book.
But we don't do that just now.
Yeah, it will take quite a lot of time.
Yes. So why don't we go on and read the books?
I will be. Let me just post this into Discord for you guys. All right. So next book that you want to read. Also, I'm getting an echo of myself from someone.
Probably me.
Okay.
I turn myself off.
Well, next we could check the multicolored script with cover of dark blue. The cover contains a non-geometric design below the script.
Give me a second. Wait, read that one to me again.
Multicolored script with cover of dark blue. The cover contains a non-geometric design below the script.
Is that the one that's also the dupe of it says multicolored script on a black leather binding?
We have two multicolored script books.
Oh yes, okay.
It uses the same multicolor that black leather binding one.
Yeah, so
yeah, I'm not seeing one that I had in blue.
Well, that's what it.
So I have multicolored script on a black leather binding.
Okay.
We'll do that one just because.
Yeah, that's the first one, but.
Okay. I obviously have this in a different order than you guys do, which is fine. So that one, the text reads, the title reads Esoterica of Mortification. And that is in, as you would realize...
Could you...
Yeah, I'll give it to you in a second.
I
yeah.
basically had a connection cut out.
Oh, say it again, sorry. Esoterica of Mortification.
Okay.
And that is clearly a book on necromantic magic.
Okay.
Okay. Next one is also in the same multicolored script with a cover of dark blue.
Well, Old said that he didn't find any dark blue.
All right.
We have
no, actually I did, but I have it listed as that you read that with comprehend languages. That's why I didn't see it.
Okay.
That one was Necromantica Magnifica.
Oh, yes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, we doesn't. Necromantica. What was the
Magnifica?
Magnifica. Okay, and then we have a maroon cover and a title written in a multicolored script.
And that one is translates to The Leftovers of the Meat. It is looking in the first few pages, it is a treatise on using inedible parts of humanoid creatures in necromantic spells.
That might be something that Solas doesn't like.
It might also give you a tip as to who wrote some of these books.
how to counter them.
Yeah, it could be very, very useful for that.
So it was how to use humanoid.
Lafdul gives Solas like a queer look, is like, and he just stares at Solas like, wonder what parts I could use Solas for.
Let me post those titles into Discord for you guys.
Lafdul, will you translate for us the Mystica Obscurator?
Is that an Elven, is it? Or something?
Yeah.
It's in Elven.
Didn't I teach you how to read Elven? Or was it speak Elven?
Not yet.
Oh, alright, I will read it.
Solas can teach you.
Okay.
I think you will all start to teach each other.
Actually, Leva, if you mentioned that you don't know how to read Elven, Solas will actually offer to teach you.
Oh,
She
God.
can't read or speak it, so yeah.
So you would understand that all three of those books are written in the same language, or at least with the same script.
Yeah, based on how they look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What, they're all Elven?
No,
the
the three
Elven
multicolored
is
script
another
ones.
The multicolored script ones.
Oh.
The elven ones are different ones. There's a different lot here.
Yeah.
And Leva doesn't read dwarven script. Does Braxon or
Braxon.
You had a dwarf who does.
Varadra is the one who translated that for you in the first place. The title, at least.
Will she help us translate the whole book?
Probably not. That's outside of her. That's outside of her pay grade.
Solas have, for some reason, now that he has found a book in Dwarven, he has interest in reading and speaking Dwarven.
Mm-hmm.
You have Roger to teach you, if she's willing.
I mean, she'd start teaching you to speak it, yeah.
Could you get some magical glasses that translate for you?
What language is the Ouroboros book actually written in?
It's not written, so to speak.
It's not written in a specific language. Solas had flipped it open and started looking at it and was able to understand it. Let me put it that way.
Hey, yeah, it's not really a language that is written. It's more of a like.
Okay.
Leva.
And it does give you headache when you read it.
Well, it does.
When Leva looks into it, is she able to read it as well?
Yeah, you're able to understand it.
Okay, good.
Solas did read a bit of it.
But Lafdul was trying to say something as well.
No, it was I was, but didn't you have something you were supposed to be decrypting at some point? We found here. Something you had to use comprehend languages on, and then you realized, oh, it's encrypted in your cryptography. And you would take several weeks to do, because that's something you need to do.
I forget what it was.
That's something that will get forgotten if it's not brought up.
Yes. Do you remember what it was?
No, but I know we do. Would Old tell us now that I've mentioned it?
It's a piece of paper?
Yeah. Alright.
I mean, if no one wrote it down, then it's a piece of paper. It probably got misplaced and fluttered away. I mean, it wasn't magical.
It might be in the list, but we haven't read through it carefully enough to find it.
Yeah, and that's fine. If it's in the list, you can come back to it later too. That's okay.
All right.
It was one of the items I wanted to make sure that wasn't lost, ideally.
Well, let me put it this way: you've brought it up, you've remembered it. So as you guys are going through the your notes, just keep it in mind, and if after sorting everything out you still can't find it, come talk to me and we'll discuss it privately. Okay. You know, off screen.
I suspect it was all the information about the lower levels and all the secrets.
Just bribe him with hams
sort of
and then
thing
let's
to
have it back.
remember.
I do take bribes. I do take bribes.
I'll send you a ham. How about that?
Yeah. All right, so scrolls.
And the book, the big book.
Right, do you want to do that? Do you want to do that book first?
Yes, in between. Now Leva is really curious. She wants to know.
You've always been curious, Lover.
Mm-hmm.
Too curious, one would say.
No, never. Can't be too curious.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Well,
Several times already, yes.
let's just say that you can be curious, but you can also be cautious at the same time.
That would not really be Leva. Not that cautious. She is sort of, but not really.
Okay. So, Leva, the improved identification reveals to you
What's she identifying?
the
Ivory
book
spell.
with the ivory plaque covers.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It reveals to you that you can cast the spell that is on... Let me rephrase. It reveals to you that the owner of the book can cast the spell that is on that page that you saw.
The owner. You might have to bind yourself to the book or something.
Does that mean you can cast that spell even if you're not a spellcaster?
That would be interesting.
Maybe.
If you can read the spell.
Ah, right.
Is it like a scroll?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Could you learn that
ingredients
spell?
need.
What was that, Leva?
So no ingredients necessary.
That's fair.
And like Lafdul asked, could she learn the spell from there?
Not as if it was a spell book.
Oh, maybe you could learn.
Couldn't
like a
copy it,
scroll.
but you could research it probably at a reduced rate. No doubt.
Yeah. Do you remember what that spell was?
One was symbol, one was
I think it's written in there.
dismiss. No, it wasn't dismiss.
No, demand, wasn't it?
Yeah, demand and symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
A
since
certain
you-
type of symbol. I can't remember what one it was though.
No, just symbol.
Was it?
Yeah, it didn't specify which symbol you can use the spell as basically the spell symbol.
So to put it in a different way, is there always only one spell visible?
That is not revealed by the identify spell, and you are not sure. Like you when you open the book, you only see the page with symbol on it.
Okay.
You might have to do research on that book to see if you find, or I don't know, ask around at the Mage Guild.
I tried to let's see, how did you get from demand to symbol? Leva tried
Turn
to
the page.
turn the page. So she better not do that again. Can anyone else actually read this? If you, let's say, Lafdul, if you open the book and look into it.
Wow. Instantly Lafdul. Yeah, Lafdul will have a
Well,
look,
she's
see if
angry at the others, so she's gonna keep to Lafdul and Braxon.
Alright. Lafdul will see if he can read the book. He can't read mage spells until next level in his thief yet. He has a look, can he read it?
Braxon can read common. So Braxon looks at the book and see if it looks like it's written in common.
What
What's
can
gonna
they
be?
see, old?
Is it Gobbly Goop?
Lafdul, so Leva, do you just hand the book to him closed, or do you open it for him so that he can look?
I open it for him.
Okay. Um,
It's probably give it a different spell for different person opens it.
Lafdul, it just kind of swims in your, like you can't make anything out there. It's just like, kind of gives you a headache even looking at it.
Oh. You said the owner of the book. You might have accidentally become the owner of the book. Try closing it, and I'll close it and open it up. Why not? Why not?
It changes to another spell, I think. Well,
Does
Braxon
it?
doesn't know that, but I think every time you shut the book and open it, you waste a spell.
No, Leva
No,
always
the-
opens to the same spell.
When Leva opens the book, it always opens on symbol.
I thought you changed it from one spell to another.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by
but-
turning the page, but not opening the book and closing
Yeah,
it.
well, I don't think you can go back to that previous spell.
Yeah, I think once the spell's you've gone past, you can't go back anymore. You've got an infinite, well, I don't know, depending on what happens when you cast it. What spell is it currently on?
Symbol.
Can you do anything beneficial with symbol? Look at the spell. You've got the spell in front of you. One would assume it would have a description of the spell, so just look up the spell symbol.
I mean, yeah, you would know what it
Somewhere.
does from studying that page.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna find it if Lever is.
But it is an 8th level wizard spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does she get level variation when she attempts to read the scroll?
No.
So she always reads it. Like,
Scrolls are
The other one
always
was
topic.
an 8. Demand was an 8th level spell as well.
Yes.
what scores the symbol? Conjuration, probably.
Yeah.
Symbol 8th. Oh. One or more creatures whose total hit points do not exceed 80 are slain. That's everyone in the party. All creatures affected. There's no point in me reading these all out.
No.
Sleep, stunning, insanity, helplessness, fear, discord, pain. They're all defensive spells, I think.
You can most definitely use this as a combat spell.
You can use them to guide a passageway or something.
You can most definitely use it in combat too.
If there's a
Extremely
Discord,
powerful.
It's an
Looks like
8th level
it's
spell,
extreme.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a small wonder that 8th level spell is powerful.
So they've asked the others whether they really mind if she keep the book.
Well, it's you or Solas. See if Solas can read it. Just see if he can.
Oh, actually turns around and shows the open book to Solas.
He's a wizard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Nicholas
just
takes a look.
it gives you a mild headache, and it's just kind of like the text on the page is just kind of swimming in your eyes. You can't focus on it.
Yeah, like Lafdul said, you opening that book first made you the owner of the book, it seems. So that will be part of your share.
I think that book's bound to you. I think the only reason you're able to read it is because that previous owner died, which was the Illithid. One would
Yeah.
assume.
Okay.
I think if you were to die, then technically someone else could have the book.
Psst.
I mean, Solas, if you really want the book, you just have to push her off the ship.
Keep in
Well, she's
mind
not.
the word owner.
Solas would never do something like that to Leva.
Keep in mind the word owner.
Well, at the moment, the owner is Lever because she's holding on to it.
Yeah,
If
and
if Solas held on to it for a day,
if you own something that I want,
Braxon hands copper piece
Lafdul,
lever.
don't even think about it. Don't you even think about it.
I didn't even do anything.
Braxon offers lever a copper piece and says, "Can I buy that book from you for a second?"
You're
I'll
just
tell
gonna
the
get
cat.
Nope.
slapped. You slap him. He ripped you off.
Leva looks at Braxon and says,
I
no.
I will also say that keep in mind magic does not like being abused. So yeah, I'll make it clear. If it's ownership. If
Yeah.
It tunes
Leva
itself
could
to a-
Leva could give it to someone else, thus transferring ownership. It doesn't. It's
Right.
not just her death. But yes,
Okay.
right now she is the owner.
The only reason I was offering a copper piece was to
understand.
test it. Not because I'm saying it was only
Right,
worth a copper piece.
but magic does not like being abused, and that would absolutely be abuse.
Wouldn't a certain
that would
goddess
absolutely
of
be
magic?
She
Frown
doesn't
upon
exist in this. She doesn't exist in this sphere.
What's the current?
Yeah, if you try to abuse magic, it tends to backfire on you hard.
Oh, Ockar, where did you come
just-
from? I haven't heard you all day.
Clarification.
Mhm.
So if Leva was to pass the book to Braxon to try and read the spell, but not pass ownership of it,
The
then
ownership.
he would not be the he would not be the owner. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I was going to buy it for a copper piece, because I thought it would satisfy whatever rules there were, because it's a monetary payment. And then I was going to sell it back to you for a copper piece.
What I
I
will say
mean,
to Leva,
ownership can change without payment. Leva can give the book to someone and it will change the ownership.
But magic does not like being abused.
Yeah.
What do you think might happen is if she gives it to you, and then you give it back, and it thinks you're exploiting it?
Bad things.
nothing bad. It might just cast symbol on you instead.
You're saying this is a self-aware book?
No.
Magic is self-aware.
No, magic is not self-aware, but magic does still operate in a way that can appear at times to be self-aware, in the same way that fire can appear to be alive.
Okay.
Oh, maybe if you give it away, you can never get it back.
Might
Do
be
we
a thing
actually
that way.
know these things, or
You know that
don't
magic,
really?
like, so for example, when you cast, well, not you, but when Lafdul casts, okay, he can't, but when a priest casts prayer, how
mean
does the
Solas?
spell, whatever, how does the spell know who allies and foes are?
Okay,
You know?
I see.
Like, to an extent, that should require self-awareness, and yet it doesn't. Magic
Because
just
it's magic.
knows things. Yeah, it's just magic. It appears to be self-aware by certain definitions, in the same way that fire appears to be alive by certain definitions. That's how it operates.
I'm curious now, Leva.
Mhm.
Do you know if that's a wizard spell in there? Does she know?
She knows that that's a wizard spell.
She's alright, yeah.
Yeah. And I will tell you now that that is casting level 16.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
But does
So-
she? So she has the
this operates as a scroll.
35% chance of failing.
Ooh,
It
okay.
operates as a scroll.
Worst case scenario, you target yourself with the spell. Or your party member.
Worst case scenario is that it malfunctions. How it malfunctions is not strictly.
I don't think we've...
No, you haven't had any malfunctions, I don't believe.
Not proper. We've had spell failures when you're reading the script. I think once, maybe or twice. I think Leva failed one. I failed one.
Yes. Never failed 16.
Oh,
One. She
yeah,
was
that
lucky
water-
it didn't backfire.
that almost
was it?
killed us.
What?
Turned all that water in the bloody middle of a desert to dust. Lafdul was the only one who had water inside his pouch.
I
She
think
tried
the
turning
le-
dust to water, but it reversed.
The one lever cast would have been really disastrous if it had backfired. But it didn't.
Most
luckily.
of them can be pretty disastrous if they backfire. Just
I mean, old could
I'm
like
reading
role
through
play.
simple. I think that one would be terrible.
And it
quite
could also be simply reversed. The spell effect.
Yeah, that
If
would be quite terrible
applicable.
too.
Instead of killing something, you heal it. Or resurrect something nearby.
right, but keep in mind that it's not necessarily just reverse effect. It's a malfunction.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Not quite anything, but it can be a variety of things.
The book
Up
ceases
to me
no
when it
longer.
happens.
Is there a difference between a quickly scribed symbol and a carefully scribed symbol? That if Leva was to cast the symbol spell, would a carefully inscribed symbol have a better chance of succeeding?
No, it's just the standard
Pure
spell failure.
magical ability.
Casting
Pity.
time for a symbol was given 1 to 3 turns.
There's probably a good reason
3
why the
or
elephant
1.
didn't
So-
actually
or
use
1.
that book.
The thing is that you wanna like read over that spell before you try to use it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just-
it's 3 or 1. The quickly described symbol has a casting time of 3, and the carefully inscribed symbol has a casting time of 1 turn.
Hey, Leva, keep scrolling the pages until you get permanency, please. Please.
So, as a side note, the spell has been significantly reworked in the Wizard Spell Compendium versus the Player's Handbook, just FYI.
Right.
And I am using the reworked version in the Spell Compendium.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never use anything out of the player's handbook anyway.
Oh,
And one
okay.
turn is 10 minutes, isn't it? So
Yes.
that's
Right, but it's-
not something you.
Well,
Not something you're gonna do in a
hold on.
fight.
It's casting time of 3, i.e., initiative modifier 3, or 1 turn, depending on how
Yeah.
you use a spell. So yes, you
Yeah.
absolutely can use symbol in combat.
Oh yeah. You could use a quick one in
Yeah.
combat, but the slow one would
Right.
be something you do on our ship to defend it or something.
All right, so that's something for you to read over and think about.
You have faith in your own ability, don't you, Leva?
Yes, always.
Indeed. Just don't put on any black robes.
Just put Braxon in close to Leva, and all that will happen is that he loses his clothes. It's okay.
And
Please,
become
please
older.
no more. Please no more fanfic.
All right, so some scrolls.
He was still wearing his boots. Come on, he wasn't completely naked because they were magical. And his rings.
Yeah, but is that one item, one thing, the only thing that she found out about this book?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you turn the page. You know there are other spells, but symbol's a pretty good spell because there's so many variations of that spell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if you can cast it more than once, you could fill our ship up with symbols.
I
Yeah.
don't know whether you
do
can
all
cast
sorts
it
of
once.
I think she can only cast it at one. She thinks she can only cast it once because it's like a scroll.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we're going to move on, but you might want to consider whether you can defend our helm room or something.
I will put it this way: she will have to experiment with it to learn more about how that operates.
Research.
Research would do it, but also so would just using it. I mean,
Leva needs to change the book that she reads, because right now she's reading the Wizard Spell Compendium. And if you say the player's handbook
no.
is the one-
The one in the Wizard Spell Compendium is the one that I'm using. It's
Yeah.
substantially reworked from the original in the Player's Handbook.
Okay,
So if you're reading the Wizard Spell Compendium, you're in the right place.
good.
8th level spells. I'm really hoping there's a permanency now.
I mean,
Yeah, Leva is
It's good.
actually close to jumping around of joy. I've got this book.
it could be just there is only a few 8th-level spells in there.
I swear she reads a book and kills herself on the first spell she tries to cast. I got this book. It killed me. Oh,
Well,
I do
kill
not
me
want
is
this
not-
book anymore.
It's kill herself is one thing, but what about if he kills the book?
It would be the 3rd time you got resurrected.
Yes, get boring.
Wow. There's no card limit on being resurrections, but one would assume after
No, there
so
is a hard
many-
limit. It's your
So-
Constitution,
So,
Yeah. your original Constitution. At the start. of
You
play.
got a track of all of our constitutions on.
Well,
I
Leva's
don't think
Constitution-
any of you are going to be resurrected that many times.
I don't think so.
I can be
12
resurrected.
times.
Depends on how
4
fireball happy we get.
I still don't
blast
think that
fireball.
you're going to be resurrected that many times.
Yeah, I think at some point there might be, instead of resurrection, just rolling a new character.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I've said it a few times. If Lafdul dies, I might come back as something else. depending on how my character's treated when I'm dead.
All right, so I actually just noticed that we're getting close to the break time. So how about when
Okay.
we come back from the break, we do the scrolls?
We
Yep.
haven't.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
We never
So
have.
we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. And get yourself a drink, or don't. Yeah, it's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do.
I leave out coffee.
So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone.